So, what do Lag BaOmer and supermoons have to do with one another apart from their apparently coincidental timing? Well, joining me now with the answer is Secretary General of the Confederation of United Zionists and by now a great personal friend, Rabbi Dov Lipman. Rabbi, thanks so much for being with us again. We just spoke about the pink supermoon that was just overhead in Jerusalem. Is there any connection or significance to Lag BaOmer and a full moon? And also, what is Lag BaOmer about?
The moon has tremendous significance in Jewish tradition. In fact, the story of the Jewish people is compared to the moon, which starts out completely dark, eventually works its way towards the full moon, fully bright. It goes back down dark again, but no one ever doubts that it's going to come back again. And that is the story of the Jewish people, our ability to survive all the persecution, all the destruction, and come back with complete and total renewal, as we see now, going from the Holocaust to the state of Israel. And that relates directly to Lag BaOmer, because Lag BaOmer is interesting. On the one hand, it's talked about as the time when the students of Rabbi Akiva stopped passing away. There were 24,000 who passed away. They weren't acting properly towards one another, and we celebrate when they stopped dying. That seems a little bit strange. But the answer is Rabbi Akiva, even after he lost all his students, he found 5 new students, and he rebuilt the Torah and the tradition of the Jewish people, again, signifying this idea of perseverance and rebuilding from destruction. And therefore, there is a great reason for celebration of Lag BaOmer, and it does actually connect to the moon, as you mentioned.
All right, so now let's get into the modern day. What are some of the different beliefs and traditions and practices for this holiday?
The truth is, if you look back historically in our tradition, there's not much about it, but certainly in Israel, it has become a day where every single person who just wants to go and start a fire has the opportunity to do so. As we see children throughout Israel putting together these bonfires, certainly communities do so, schools, youth groups, and even the big one that's traditionally done in Meron. That fire comes from 2 places. One is, traditionally, this is the date where the great mystical work, the Zohar, was released to the world, and therefore, that's this great fire of understanding and teachings that were brought down. But I also think it relates to exactly what we were talking about before, that we go out when it's nighttime, when it's dark, which symbolizes exile, which symbolizes the downtrodden people who are being persecuted, and we light the bonfire and we say, that darkness does not bring us down. We are back and we are strong. And that's the number one tradition which we certainly have on this date.
So I think in line with that, I'll give you now a minute to give us a special 2021 message to pass along to our viewers for this year's Lag BaOmer, especially in light of the holiday restrictions last year.
Sure, and there's also going to be restrictions this year. I don't believe they're allowing the bonfires to take place as they usually do. The message is very specific. No matter what we experience, and in this case, we're talking about the world, certainly with Corona, but look at Israel. No matter what we experience, it's hard, it's difficult, there's loss, there's sacrifice, but we keep on persevering, no matter what is coming in the current events. And we're constantly hearing of so many struggles on a security level, on an economic level, certainly a political level. All those things are interesting. They can be aggravating at times, and certainly there are losses which we suffer, but we keep on going. And that is the message of this Lag BaOmer. As we begin to see the light at the end of the tunnel with Corona, let us all realize that that is the ability that all of us have to persevere through whatever we're going through and emerge even stronger on the other side. That is the message of Rabbi Akiva with his optimism, and that is what we have to remember as the people of Israel.
Rabbi Dov Lipman, Chag Sameach, happy holidays, and thank you so much for joining us again today.
Happy holiday. Thank you so much.